McGlynn on the Loose TV, and I am here at the Watchung Art Center in Watchung, New Jersey, and I am standing next to the one and only Mark Romanoski. Hi Mark, how are you?
Fine, Ann, how are yourself?
I'm doing great, and you are teaching at the duCret School of Arts, correct?
Yes, I am. I've been teaching there for about 15 years now.
Great, and could you tell us a little bit about yourself, because for people that may not know you, I'm sure they'd be interested to find out all about you.
I'm a full-time, at this stage of my life, I'll say I'm a painter, I'm an artist. When I first started my career, I was an illustrator, which means I did book covers and advertising posters and things like that. I'm a full-time artist that teaches on the side, but now I call myself more of a painter. The way the market is now, I'm trying to break into some gallery art. I'm trying to veer a little bit more from publishing, so I don't want to just classify myself as an illustrator.
And you are teaching at the duCret School of Art. How long has this school been in place?
The school, I believe, is on their, Frank's going to kill me for not knowing this, I'm going to say they're on their 80th year. It was a monumental year, either this year or last year. It actually is the oldest nonprofit art school in New Jersey. We kind of jokingly jest that it's a diamond in the rough. It's one of the best art institutions in New Jersey, but unfortunately, due to the advertising budget, so many people are just not aware that it's there.
And you're teaching there on a full-time basis or a part-time basis?
I teach part-time. I do my art full-time, and I teach all day Fridays there. I teach a acrylic painting class, an introduction to fantasy art class, and a picture-making class.
Okay, and of course we are standing in front of one of your beautiful pieces. Could you tell us about that?
Sure. Obviously, the one down below is one of my fantasy pieces. It's just a typical dragon. You know, if you had special glasses you could put on, and you could see me sitting at an easel, you would just see a 10-year-old kid that's just trying to get it right. And this is the stuff I grew up on. It's dragons, it's wizards, it's superheroes. It's the stuff I love, and I paint realistically. I just choose to work in that subject matter because it's the stuff I grew up on. And then recently I've been trying to make a move into some gallery art, and I've been dabbling with spirituality. By no means am I calling the Bible fantasy, but it's just a natural progression. It's figurative, it's epic stories, it's good versus evil. It was just a natural progression to move in that way.
And you've done some other more popular work in New York City and stuff with The Hobbit, am I correct?
I have not personally. I've worked with Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, were major influences of mine. Greg and Tim Hildebrandt were twin brothers, and in the 70s they were world famous for doing the Lord of the Rings calendars. And then several years back they hired me as their first ever assistant, and I would ghost with them, and one of the projects that we worked on was some new Hobbit stuff that they were working on.
That's wonderful, and I love The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I'm a great fan. Tell me about this movie. You're going to be in a couple of movies that you guys are working on?
Yeah, I'm working with John Fazio. We're going to do a movie hopefully this year. It's one of my goals. It was just see, I don't believe in coincidence. It was synchronicity that just put John and I together. I've always wanted to do a book on creativity and the mysticism of creativity. You know, I firmly believe that it's not something you're born with. It's a learnable and teachable skill, but there seems to be some type of magic people conceive it's something you have or you don't have. So John and I are going to do a video taking a look at the essence of what drives creativity, how do you teach, or if you can teach creativity and things like that.
So that's wonderful. How can people get in touch with you?
You can visit my website, www.markromanoski.com, or you could always call the school, and they can get in touch with me that way.
One more question before I let you go. What inspired you to become an artist?
You know, how much time do we have? My career was a long, convoluted one. You know, I have to credit my mother and father. They never, ever told me that this was not possible. They never bothered putting that thought in my head about the starving artist and getting a real job. My father encouraged me to go to school when I was young, one way or the other, even if it was just a trade school. I gravitated towards art school, and then my last year of art school, I realized that, you know, I had to stop just living in the moment and started to think about a future. And ironically, my last year of school is when I got really serious about my career. And once I committed to it, it was definitely something that was inside of me that had to come out.
Is the artist world, is it very competitive? And as far as, you know, your teaching, what do you see? Can you give me any examples of a growing desire for artists?
Sure. You know, it's an interesting question. Is the art world competitive? Yes. If this answer is not going to make sense. It's shrinking and expanding at the same time. You know, when I did start in this field, there was a conversation about getting a real job, and then this was play, but you know, there's no job security anywhere right now. So I think if you're going to make a living, you have just as much of a chance to making a living at the arts, following your passion now, than you would doing a 9-to-5 job. The other thing, you know, the computer is in one sense has taken away a lot of jobs, but it also has given opportunities. I mean, I could do a painting and post it online, and then it could be seen around the world in a matter of minutes. I mean, that's a marketing tool that was never there before. So it's, as much as it's taking away some jobs in a practical sense, it has created a lot of new avenues to explore.
And for people to be able to see your artwork, once again, could you give out your website? And are you on Facebook as well?
Sure. Yes, I am on Facebook. It's Mark Romanoski, Romanoski. And then my website is, I'm trying to think, is www.mark-romanowski.com.
Thank you so much, Mark. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
Ann McGlynn on the Loose TV.